Yeah, my name is Peter Marris, and I'm with the Bundaberg District Table Tennis Association Incorporated. I played a little bit of table tennis when I was a kid at home growing up with my family. But when I left school, I'd never touched table tennis again until 2018. So there was a long break. I went to a sport expo in Bundaberg, and I walked past the Bundaberg table tennis display, and the guys there at the time were coaxing me to come in and have a hit on their table, which I did, and they convinced me to come along to some social sessions, and that was the end of it. Well, I started playing just in fixtures for my first year, and then after 1 year as a member of the club, I was approached by one of the committee members to go on the committee to replace him as a committee member. And it's the first time in my life I'd ever been on any kind of committee for anything, basically because of the type of work I've done and my availabilities. But that was an interesting period for me for the first year on the committee. And I got to see a little bit behind the scenes how a not-for-profit sporting club operates. Anyway, I'd been on the committee for my first year, and then our president, who'd done about 8 years as president, he was outgoing, and he approached me to consider becoming president of the club. So that was the next move, and that happened in 2019. So I've been president of the club since then. I just thought it was time. I'd reached that point in my life where I was stable enough with my employment, and my personal circumstances were such that I could give to the club what they were looking for and what they needed. And because I love the sport of table tennis, I just hadn't had the opportunity to play it through my adult life. So now I enjoy playing the sport as much as being on the committee and helping run and guide the club to, make it as successful as possible. It's a sport that's played indoors rather than outdoors, so it's not out in the hot sun in Queensland. And it's also a sport where I remember the first time I went and played, my first night of fixtures, I was beaten by an 11-year-old girl in my first match, and then I was beaten by an 83-year-old male in my second match. And I just thought, wow, how varied the sport is. Anyone can play it, any age. There's no discriminating. So, it's not made for any particular demographic. Anyone can play the sport. Well, we've had, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've had some fairly big projects that have come to fruition finally. We're sort of in the final stages of all that. The first one that I took on board as a club was to get our club air conditioned. It's basically a massive tin shed that's not insulated, and indoors in summer in Queensland, it really was quite oppressive. The cost to do that, we've spent over $100,000 to get to where we are now. And it actually included not only just installing air conditioning, but having to upgrade our whole electrical system in the building from single phase to 3-phase. It also included installing a brand new solar system on our roof to offset the cost of running the air conditioning. We've now got a fully air conditioned venue, which has made a massive difference, and our members absolutely love it. We have a long-term person working in the Bundaberg Club by the name of Dave Delpra, and he's been basically the strength and the stalwart of our club for 50-odd years. And Dave got to the point where he expressed a desire to start to cut back and set himself up for retirement. And we've found a lovely young girl from Melbourne who we employed in our club to come up and basically be our head coach and be our club administrator and take care of our marketing and fundraising stuff. And she started with us in February of this year, and she's coming up to the end of her first 12 months. and that's made a big difference with our club as well. Look, it's everyone on my committee. So I've got a very, very good committee that all roll the sleeves up and do what's needed when it's needed. And basically, it's the members of my committee that have nominated me for the award. I asked them not to in the first place. I didn't really want the recognition, but they decided to do it anyway. I thank them for that, and I thank them for, all the support they've given me. I couldn't have done it on my own.